Hey everyone, before we jump into today's eye-opening topic, I've got some surprising news for you that's bound to make you think about where we're headed as a country. Now I know you're probably hearing a lot about different political promises and big changes on the horizon, but there's a fact that doesn't get talked about enough. Did you know that the US economy, our prices, and even job availability are closely tied to immigration? Yes, you heard that right. It's one of those hidden dynamics that actually playing a major role in our day-to-day lives. Well, I'm gonna break down each and everything for you in this very important video, including the topic that is taking the peace away from millions of people in US, that is the mass deportation. So before I start the video, I would like to ask you just for a little favor to please smash the like button right now, as it helps this video and the channel as well. So without any further ado, let's start the video. Now imagine a world where goods and services are even more expensive than today. Imagine going to the grocery store and finding prices for essentials like avocados, fresh produce, and even household items skyrocket. That's what we could potentially face. Whether or not we think immigration affects us personally, it truly does. Why? Because behind the scenes, there is an entire workforce that powers the backbone of the US economy. We are talking about the millions of workers who take on the essential jobs that keep this country moving. And guess what? Many of these positions are filled by immigrants. In fact, there's an urgent need for workers in areas that simply don't have enough Americans signing up to fill the roles. Well, but here is where it gets even more interesting, folks. America's workforce is aging. Baby boomers, one of the largest generations, are retiring at record rates, and there's an enormous gap left behind. Studies even say we'll need to add about 240,000 workers a month over the next few years just to keep up. Imagine what happens if we lose a big part of our workforce without replacements lined up. And here is the kicker. Donald Trump's mass deportation plan. Yup. He's proposed what calls the largest deportation operations in the American history. His goal is to deport millions of undocumented immigrants who currently make up a crucial part of our workforce. But before I move forward, I know you must have a lot of questions. A number of these people are criminals, they are taking the lives of American people, they're stealing jobs. Well, somewhat this statement is correct, but not all of them are bad. But remember, America is about American dream, and that's why the people come here to live their life. If we can vet good people and bad people, that would be a great idea. But what happens if Donald Trump does that? Means if he starts the mass deportation? Well, let's dive into the numbers to understand why experts are calling this move a potential economic disaster. The facts are clear. Undocumented immigrants contribute to an estimated $97 billion in federal, state, and local taxes annually. Removing them from the workforce isn't just about losing few jobs here and there. The ripple effect would be massive. Without these key contributors, local economies would be hit hard, and we're likely to see a nearly 10 million US citizens slip into economic hardships. Think about this for a moment. Jobs in sectors like construction, agriculture, and even the restaurant industry are often filled by immigrants because there simply aren't enough people willing to do them otherwise. Around 1/3 of all farm laborers, 1/4 of construction workers, and about half of skilled labor roles like drywalling, plumbing, and even insulation are held by immigrants. If these jobs vanish overnight due to mass deportation, who's going to fill that gap? It's not just about the workers. The entire US economy could take a hit, leading to a spike in prices and major productivity losses. And with inflation already on people's mind, losing these workers could make things even worse. A shortage in labor means higher production cost, which then translates to a shortage in labor means higher production cost, which then translates to, you guessed it, higher prices at checkout. Think this only impacts low-wage jobs? Not quite. Immigrants are also a huge part of the middle-skilled workforce, holding roles in manufacturing, household services, and even more. The construction industry, already facing labor shortage, would be particularly hit hard. The National Association of Home Builders even call immigrant labor a vital and flexible source of labor, and we know at one part they give them lower than the low wage. So of course they're happy, because if they hire the American people, what would happen? They have to pay more. So technically they're doing some illegal thing right here. We're not gonna go into the details because it's gonna be a very legal issue, but it's indeed a truth. But remember, according to them, without it, the cost of new homes and rental properties would skyrocket, making houses even less affordable. So let's dig deeper. For every job vacated by deported workers, businesses would face increased hiring costs, productivity losses, and even possibly having to shut down altogether. So the ripple effect goes beyond the workers directly deported. It impacts every American trying to buy a home, find affordable produce, or even just dine out at their favorite restaurant. Experts like Zeke Hernandez, a professor at Wharton, have been very vocal about this. Hernandez says deporting millions would lead to fewer jobs, economic contraction, and less diversified economy. And it's not just theory. Similar effect was observed during the pandemic, when immigration decreased, leading to fewer available workers and increased costs across the board. So what are the long-term consequences? If immigration numbers continue to decrease due to policies like this, the US could see its economy shrink in the long run. We'd face real risk of brain drain, losing out on talented workers who might otherwise drive innovation, consumption, and even tax revenue. And while it's tempting to think deportation would free up jobs for US citizens, the reality is those roles are not getting filled quickly enough. So here is the bottom line. Policies that ignore the reality of immigration's positive impact on the US economy could lead to serious financial setbacks for all Americans. As we approach the next election, it's vital to consider not just who we want as a leader, but what kind of country we want in the long term. Is it one where productivity falls, prices rise, and essential jobs go unfilled? Or one that thrives, bolstered by a workforce that meets its need? Well, remember that mass deportation has its own perks, but at the same time it's its own cons as well. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this complicated situation? Would you support a mass deportation, and do you think that it's not needed right now? Well, remember that we upload videos every single day for you with these very important updates, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon and click all. That's how you will get all the notifications of our videos every single day. And make sure you smash the like button on this video, as it helps this video and the channel as well. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.